Hello, this is Marvelyn Brown, and today's video, in our video, we are going to make a checklist. So a checklist is a very common and widely used digital product. So people use checklists for a number of different things. We're just going to make a simple checklist today, a chore list basically, that someone can give to their child. They can post it in their bedroom or post it in the house, and that way the child kind of knows, what they need to do to keep their room clean on a regular basis. So in order to create a document in Canva, the way you want to get started, this is the home page. So this is where you're going to be when you either click on the links in your workbook or when you go to canva.com. So this is the home page for Canva. And to create a new document, all you do is go all the way over here to the right side of the page and click on the purple button that says create a design. Now there will be a drop down, but we're going to go all the way down here to the bottom and we're going to create a custom size. So I want my checklist to be 8.5 by 11, which is the regular size of a sheet of paper. So it's going to make my document in the size that I specify. And now I'm ready to choose a template. So most of your navigation is going to be along this left side of the page. And in your cheat sheet, let me just open up my cheat sheet. So in the cheat sheet on the last page, I believe, I give you a, it's kind of the cheat sheet part of this is the diagram that shows you how this is laid out. So this is where you're going to select the items for your design. So we have templates, we have elements, and the elements are like the clip art, the photos, the audio, the videos, all of that stuff is going to be under elements. And then we have uploads. So Canva allows you, if you have the pro account, I don't know if it's available in the free account, but I know in the pro account you can upload your own images, and you can also upload templates that you might buy from the internet, like from Creative Market or Creative Fabrica. There are a lot of different places that provide Canva templates, so you can upload those right here. This is where you would select the text that you want to use, the styles, the background. So if you want to start a document and use a certain kind of pre-made background, you can select that there. This is where you can create folders. So there again, in the pro account, you can set up folders that you can use to organize your designs. And then all of your designs are right here. So this is your cheat sheet. Now, if you want to save something to a folder, there again, that's a pro account feature. You can click on File and then save that design to a folder. You can also change the size. That's also a pro feature. So you can resize. If you make a, say for instance, you make a maybe an invitation and you want to have a matching card that goes along with that. So you can take, for example, this is a baby shower invitation, and maybe you want to have some matching cards or matching games or whatever, that match your theme. Then you can resize your images and not have to start all over again. You just resize it to the size you want for your matching document, and then you change the wording. So maybe you might want to have place cards or games or something like that. Then you would just keep the design that you have on the top and the bottom, and then change out the middle with the information that you want to put on either the place card or the game or whatever. So this is where your left side menu cheat sheet is going to be located in your document. So this is on page 10. So now let's go back to Canva. So as you can see, this represents that same area. You have your templates, elements, uploads, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So now we want to make a checklist. So we're going to search the templates and we're going to type in, actually, checklist is already entered there. So now look, it brings up all the different templates that we can use to make our checklist, right? So lots of different things that you can do, and we're going to just select checklist here, and let's see if we can find the checklist that I've been working with. Okay, so here's the checklist that I've already kind of been working with. So I'm going to use that because this is going to tie in with our example. So we have a family, they want their child's room to stay a little more organized. So we're going to help them by creating a checklist that makes it easy for the child to know what they need to do every day to keep their room clean, right? So we're going to make this larger. And as you can see, there's a little slider here at the bottom. We're just going to make this larger so that we can see what we're working with. And we're going to scroll here to the very top. And then I'm going to change this to cleaning checklist. Okay, and then because I have highlighted my text, all the options for my text are available up here. Now the navigation along the side is basically going to be the things that you want to add to your design. So you might want to add elements, and some of these elements might include things like shapes, graphics, photographs, all kinds of stuff here. We have videos, audio, lots of different things that you can add to your image. We're not going to use any of that though. We are going to stick with our templates. And then because we've already chosen our template, I'm just going to minimize this. And I just want to show you that gives you a clean space to work with. So you don't have a bunch of stuff that you don't need. So you have a ruler here along the side. You also have a ruler across the top that tells you the size that you're working with. And then when you highlight, let me just click off of my image. As you can see, there's not very much up here other than the animate functions. I'm not going to animate my document, so I'm not going to use those particular elements. But notice when I click on an element, then that is when my top navigation comes to life. So this white bar across the top will change based on what you have selected. So when I click on my clip art here, as you can see, things change. When I click on the name, you know, that's basically text. So then my top navigation changed. When I click on this is also text. So things just change based on what you click on. And when you select something, you'll have like a little box that, you know, populates around it so that you can see what is selected. So when I click on this clip art, you know, then I have this box around it that shows me that's what I have selected. So we're going to go back to our cleaning checklist text, and I'm going to change the font. So right here is where you want to click on this drop down, and it's going to show you all the different fonts that you have available. Now I have uploaded some fonts, and so I did that ahead of time. I'm going to change my font to Organic Things. And this is a font that I got from the Creative Market. So to make all of my text fit, I'm going to just, you know, make my box a little bit larger, and I can just take this and drag it out and make the box as large or as small as I want. So that looks pretty good. If I want to make my text larger, I can click on this larger plus sign, and that will make it larger. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color. I want the color scheme to be like blue and green. And so in order to change that, now there are different things that you can do with text. Because I have the text highlighted, and you can see the box around it, I can change my text color here. But because I'm looking at this effects box and it's highlighted, that tells me that that's the way the color was placed into this font. So I'm not going to use the regular font color changer. I'm going to use the effects color changer. And I'm going to click on that and see it brings up all these different effects that you can apply to your text. So in this case, they have used the splice. Because the splice is highlighted, that tells me that that is the effect that they used for this font. So as you can see, and it resembles, when you look at it, it resembles what is on this page. So I am going to change my color right here. So I'm going to click on the color, and then it's going to bring up different colors that I can use. So I have my brand colors for my other business, my Natural Green Life. I have my font colors or my colors for In a Word Business Services. And then I also have my colors for Making It Remotely. I didn't name it. It still got the kind of default. But anyway, the other thing that I want to point out is you see the crown on all of these. So what that means is these are pro functions. So these are things that you can do if you have a pro account. You can set up these color palettes that are unique to your specific brand. And then when you scroll down, here are some of the other default colors that you can choose from. So I'm going to use some of the colors that I've already selected. I'm going to use this green and this blue. So I'm going to make the font blue. So all I did was click right here, and that changed my font color. Now, if I want the thickness of the outline to change, all I need to do is click here. And as you can see, this can make the line on the outside, a lot thicker. If I want the offset to change, so basically the color can be lined up right inside the lines and, stay inside the lines like what they tell you to do when you're coloring. But I want it to be offset a little bit, so I'm going to just kind of adjust this the way I want. And then this is the direction that you can offset. So if you want it to be offset to the right or to the left, you can use this little slider. So I'm going to offset it. Let's see, I'll do it like that. So you can kind of see a little bit of the white, but not too much. I don't want it to look too busy. Okay, so now we've got the color change. Now I'm also going to change the font and the color of this name. So you can put the name, you can actually put the child's name on this checklist. So we're going to change this font, and I'm going to just type in the word fun. Let's see what comes up when I type in the word fun. Don't really like that. So it's going to give me some suggestions. I'm going to say kids, because this is a kids checklist, and I kind of like this one. That makes it look a little bit, fun and quirky. And then now I'm going to change the color of this particular font to green. We'll change it to green. And then we'll leave the name, the actual name itself, in black. So as you can see, when I highlight the name, the effects button stayed white. So that means that the effect was not applied to this font. So that means I would use the regular text color. So I'm going to, there again, I'm going to use green, and then I'm going to leave the rest of it black. And then I'm going to change the color of my clip art. And since the font is blue, I'm going to make that green. And I'll probably make this blue to just kind of mix it up a little bit. Now, the other thing that I'm noticing is that the paper is kind of a brownish color, and I want my paper to look the color of just a normal piece of paper. And so this kind of resembles more of the the paper that you would get when you're in school, the ruled paper. So I'm going to use that as my color for the lines. And then I'm going to go down here to this text. And there again, we see the effects is highlighted. So I'm going to click on that. And this time it looks like they use the background effect. So you can see this is the effects menu and this is highlighted. So that tells me they use the background effect. There again, we have the color. So I'm going to change that color to our blue. And I'm also going to change the wording. So I'm going to make this checklist unique to what I want my child, or what I think, you know, some of the tasks can be for the child to do. So we'll say make bed. Okay, the next thing that you might want to do, or you might want to have the child to do, is pick up study / play area. So the child might have a play area, depending on how old they are. They may have a study area if they're a little bit older, but we want them to pick that area up and keep it nice and tidy. So we're going to change that color to green. And then the next item, we're going to select that and we're going to say, put laundry in hamper. And then we're going to change this to the blue. Then we're going to go to the next one and we'll say, on this one, we'll say organize items on the shelf, or shelving, or whatever. Maybe they have shelves in their room and they can, you know, make sure that the items on that. And actually, you know what? I'm going to change the color and then I'm going to change that, because before you organize the items on the shelves, you want to dust furniture once a week. Be nice if I could type, huh? Okay, so then now we're going to just kind of scroll down and then we'll tell them to organize items on shelving. Okay, so then this will be blue. Let's see, what else do we want them to do? We want them to, let's think. He said dust furniture, pick up your area, make their bed. Let's see, run the vacuum. We'll say run the vacuum. Run vacuum once per week. Now, this is good that this happened this way. So this item, because the box wasn't big enough, it put it on 2 lines instead of 1. And to make our checklist look neat, we want it to all be on 1 line. So all we do is just take our little item, our box, and we drag it out so that it, you know, everything is on 1 page. And then we're going to change our color to green. And then last but not least, what do we want them to do? Take out trash, or empty trash. Yeah, empty trash as needed. And so we're going to make this blue, and there we go. So now we've got our task list. We need to also change our colors on our check boxes. So this color is brown. We're going to change it to green. And let's see, what is the... Okay, so this is splice again. So we're going to make the thickness really thin on this, on our checkbox. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to make that really thin because I don't even know if I want an offset on this. Let's see. Yeah, we're not going to really do too much of an offset on that. So there are my check boxes, and we're going to make sure that we change these colors to fit our color scheme. So we'll change that to blue and we'll change this to green. Okay, so now we have our checklist. It's all done. I think it looks pretty good. And let me just make it a little bit larger. And then we might want to just change the name. We'll just say something a little more common like Mary. And that way, they'll know that this is supposed to be the child's name. And if they have an unusual name, then we will enable them to, make that change. So what we can do with this checklist, and this is what makes this a really great digital product, is we can create the template. This can be, even though we started with a template, we can actually make this a template that we sell in our whatever platform we choose to sell our digital products in. So we can take this, let me just scoot over here so you can see how we're going to do this. So we have our cleaning checklist. It's called cleaning checklist. So we'll leave it at that. I think maybe I'll say cleaning checklist for a child. Okay, and then over here where it says share, we have a link that only we can access. That's the default. However, if we want to make this shareable with other people, we can say anyone with this link can edit. So we can make it so that anyone with this link can view it, can comment, or edit. So we want them to be able, we want our users, our customers to be able to edit this checklist. So we're going to say anyone with the link can edit. Now, we're going to copy the link right there. And then we're going to use our scrap paper here that we created in Microsoft Word. And we're just going to paste that link. Now you can see this is a pretty long link, right? But what we're going to do is when we go to our Etsy store, we'll just use Etsy as an example. Maybe you're on Etsy. We're going to create a document that gives our customers access to this link. And when they click on the button, it takes them to this checklist. They will be able to change out the wording. So maybe they want their child to do something other than make the bed or pick up their study/play area. They can modify the chores on this list and make it their own. They can change the name. The other thing that they can do is they can add, different names. So maybe they make one checklist for Mary and they might have another child named Billy or, Michael or whatever. They can, create this one for each child and then print it out and use it in their home. And believe it or not, there are people, you might think this is a very simple thing, why wouldn't somebody just want to make this themselves? It's because a lot of people don't want to take the time, or they don't have the time, or they don't have the skills, or they don't have access to the tools. They don't know the tools are available. And so there are a lot of different reasons why people buy these kinds of checklists. Number one, they make their lives easier. Number two, they don't have time to actually make it themselves, or they don't know how. And then number three, they just want a quick and easy solution. So they run out to, they do a Google search, or they go to Etsy and they find a solution. So this is a simple solution that you can make for families that will help them to be more organized and more, their home will be in more order. And when your home is in order, that relieves stress. That helps you to feel better. When you walk in the door, everything's not chaotic and out of place and crazy. And so this checklist can really help your ideal customers, depending on the niche that you have selected. This can be a quick and easy digital product that you can make and give access to your ideal customers, people who buy this. So the next video will show you how to create your document that you're going to actually put onto Etsy. So this is your checklist that you're going to put on Etsy that people will buy. But you need to create a document that you can display on Etsy so that people will be able to buy your product. So we're going to create that next. And so stay tuned, watch the next video, and we will get that done. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.